And, you know, I know a lot of military people, and especially at the higher ends of the performance spectrum, they're a very singular type of person. I mean, one guy I know, for example, a Texas Ranger, I talked to him about when he decided he wanted to be a Texas Ranger, and he said he was like 5 years old, when he knew he wanted to do something that was military and specialized. And he was one of these people who, he was only interested in training if it was almost impossible, insanely rigorous, and strictly meritocratic. It's actually what he was looking for, right? And so one of the problems with producing, let's say, a military apparatus where you dispense with meritocracy is you cease to attract the very people who you absolutely want to attract, right? Who are unbelievably ambitious with regards to stringent attainment. That's especially true for the special forces. And so you can imagine that you just decimate the military by excluding the very people who would be likely to thrive temperamentally and practically. It's a real catastrophe. And so...
And you've lost... The Reagan Foundation just did a poll last year, and traditionally 75% of Americans had polled they had great confidence in the military. Now it's 45%. And the same is true when we see this weaponization. You know, I don't need to get into that big topic of the FBI, the CIA. We're starting to see that these institutions that we all revered, especially on the conservative side, they completely lost all of their conservative traditional support, and they become almost Stasi-like in their, they've been weaponized. And I feel like, so we're starting to see in the private and the public sector, everything that worked and made the United States singular and exceptional, suddenly, I mean, we can chart the genesis of it, goes way back decades, but suddenly it's accelerated to such a point. And whether we're talking about district attorneys in Chicago or Baltimore or San Francisco or Los Angeles letting criminals out the day that they commit a violent offense, we're starting to see society unwind. And what we don't realize is this happens a lot in Rome. There was no reason why the Western Empire had to fall in the late 5th century in the way that the Byzantine Eastern half survived for 1,000 years. But once you lose confidence in these institutions, and once they're no longer meritocratic, and once people's primary allegiance is not any longer to the state, everything we've talked about this morning, then the end result is an implosion very quickly. And I think we haven't, I think...
Well, this is a real conundrum for conservatives. Maybe we could